Okay, go ahead. Sorry about the
Oh,
interruption.
um, um, all right. Welcome to staying social in both virtual and in-person interactions. I'm lucky I still included the in-person interactions. I kind of have a feeling there might be some pushback, but since things are looking better in Connecticut for May, I don't feel too bad about it. So, all right, my name's Andrew Arboe. I'm the director of community outreach for Planning Across the Spectrum. The organization does a lot of financial advising services on individual support services and also just resource as a resource out there. And let's look at our agenda for today. We're going to go over why it matter, why social connections matter, where to look for friends, ways to stay connected, and how to manage multiple friends. And I'm going to try my best to make this not an autistic perspective. Truth is, I'm super stuck in it that there's a good chance it will come out. I try to make this pretty universal since with all kinds of disabilities. So I'm gonna kind of go from there and I try to calm the autism perspective to this. Still probably in there as well. Okay. Why social? I almost want to say interactions, but it's connections. Why social connections matter? It's just basically just being part of the community. It's just a very like human experience that we all want to have a sense of belonging and the more experiences that people have interacting with each other in various places, the more fulfillment, just the more fulfillment and where to look for friends. Okay, next slide is definitely the autism perspective. I know I tried to make this pretty universal for all disabilities, but bear with me. Special interest, but this may apply to any autistics that may be here. If you want to think of it as just hobbies, you could also go there if you want to. Special interest. For here it just means just like a intense focus, like something the hobby that you just really like. Like you could use it to search into social circles that focuses on that particular interest. And the best part about these is not just with any hobby, there's always a group. Like there's always going to be a movies group. You can bet there's probably a lot of Star Wars groups, right? Star Wars being like one of the top things ever. Like you're guaranteed to find a Star Wars one, even if it's like tabletop games or video games. You're pretty much guaranteed there will be a Star Wars group. Yeah, something like that could be useful. And there's also sports, movies, and other hobbies. And I'm going to also including a personal example, and it probably doesn't make sense, but it's just something that I've been playing for almost a year now. Kind of insane that I've been playing this mobile game for a year, but I've been playing this mobile game, something I connected with like a bunch of people called Sinnoh Alice. It's a mobile game I play on my Android, and it has a guild system. These guilds have about 15 real people, no CPUs, just real people. I actually set up a Discord like system. I actually set up a Discord server. And on my format, and I think I have a slide on Discord, so expect to talk about Discord a bit later. I interact with these 14 plus people counting myself. These guilds can help each other in guild events, story missions, and guild battles, where 15 of you fight another 15 of a different group. Myself, I'm a sub guild master of this guild, and I interact with 14 people. As a result, I chat with them almost every day, and they never get tired of me. And it's been super fun. Voice chat. I do a lot of voice chat on my laptop and with the Discord app. You can actually do voice chat and even square screen, kind of like Zoom.
What?
A bit better condition, but it's been a good experience and something that's been keeping me sane during the last almost year or so, which is so surreal that I'm still playing this for a whole year. I'm more of a console person, but mobile games is something I've never expected to get into. So, eh, new things to try out. And there's other ways. Coworkers may have other interests, either online or in person. Don't know anyone's work condition at the moment, but it's a thing. And also, parents may know some people that may have a similar interest. You never know. And again, we are in the social media age, and there's so many Facebook groups that again, you're guaranteed to find a group. There's probably millions of Star Wars groups out there. Like you're so guaranteed to find a particular social media group there. Just make sure it's a positive group and not a negative group, and you'll be fine. And there's ways to kind of connect still. I'm gonna go over social media and social media. There's tons of websites like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And again, they're pretty universal. Like Facebook is very universal. Like, and then one of the things Facebook does is they host a lot of virtual events from all over the world. Like you could probably go into a UK event if you really want to, virtual. And there's also groups. I talked about groups and how you can join all the Star Wars, Disney, other sort of movie blockbuster groups you want, and you guarantee to find a hobby of almost everything. Everything, and again, make sure the groups are positive and not a negative influence because it is Facebook, and you never know what could happen on Facebook. I just want to put that out there. I don't know how many people are familiar with Discord, but it's kind of these online servers that it could be either public or private, and then like people can chat, view I guess media and voice chat. It's a major function of voice chat where people could actually stream from their desktops and smartphones and even laptops. I've actually done a few streams on these discords myself for my mobile game I described earlier. Like it lets you do a lot of stuff and lets you kind of customize the server wherever you want. And and again, it's designed in a way that it's very organized, and you can even use bots inside these servers to have them like the music box. Just be like exclamation park play the Lion King. It will automatically play a song from the Lion King fun YouTube. It's really cool. It's really cool with how they set it up. And I'm going over Zoom. I'll be very quick since we're on the Zoom, and I don't want to be overly kind of redundant about this. Again, distance is pretty distance social interactions, and they do a lot of conference meetings in an online space. And it's used for not just for workshops, but for any social groups. I've done I've was part of ASRC's social group where I played a lot of TV shows and anime. So it was a lot of ways that you could do Zooms in general. And a lot of disability organizations nowadays use this auction, and I'm pretty sure all 50 states by now. I'd be shocked if it isn't all 50 states by now, especially a year after 2020. And Zoom has many other resources around. In your own town page, you may notice a lot of the recreation pages may use Zoom itself. So here I have a screenshot of Shelburne, Connecticut. Yeah, and you might be able to see, but a lot of the programs that are listed in there, and like this pretty much all of them have like a Zoom link and the little code thing that you can get inside the Zoom. And also have to mention variance groups and also a bunch of other self-advocate groups within DDS, the DDS self-advocacy groups. They cover all regions of the state, and and a good number of them switch to online. Again, I want to point out variants on online group as well. The DS groups are just kind of going over a specific topic or just kind of catch up with whatever is going on in everyone's lives. So was actually a lot of options that you could choose from. All right, and I have to talk about in person, especially since the state is starting to get rid of some of the restrictions, a good majority by the middle of May. So it may look a little different, but and with some people that might prefer in person. So this slide is all for you. Um, for those in person, and just following social distance, there's a lot of opportunities for you to get like involved in the community, either volunteering opportunities and the place the Gamecraft, it's actually placed in Selmington, Connecticut. It's in the downtown area of Selmington. And it's pretty much a kind of like it's an arcade bar where you play a lot of classic games like Pac-Man and Galaga. And it's all socially distanced. I've been there last couple of months. It's very socially distanced, so you don't have to be anxious about if they're gonna be too close to people or not. And they used to have a jogging group, but probably because it was cold a couple of weeks ago, it's starting to warm up. They might start them again. I'm not sure, but they have a lot of good, cool interactions over there. All right, this is going to be a shameless plug for my own calendar, and also I just want to mention that a lot of a lot of the disability, autism, other disability websites have these event calendars, and again, totally not a shameless plug. My organization's calendar, I can list it in the chat right after this ends. We have a Planet Across the Spectrum has a daily update event calendar full of events. All online, pretty much most like 95% are online. I'm the main person behind the calendar and I put some in-person stuff that's been showing up from time to time. But pretty much it takes online events from all 50 states and it's updated pretty much automatically each and every day. It's never too small of a calendar. Again, I will link this in the description, so don't worry, you don't have to search for it too much. All right, and then managing. And again, this is another part where I may have to mention the autism side. I know I'm too stuck in that community, so bear with me. But this is something I've been thinking about. It's something that I actually had a challenge with for all of 2020 and still right now. What to do if you have too many friends, if you have too many friends. If like one's like a busy schedule or recent like employment changes and just having to check in with every single person, it can get really overwhelming to check in with any person. I'm just trying to keep up with the standards. This like even for I guess others that may interact with people all the time, like a social Wi-Fi, it can get really tiring. This is based on kind of my own. I've been in full time for almost a year now, just about almost a year, and that included a lot of changes, like a lot of changes in my own schedule. And a lot of times, like I have so much energy, I have this like select amount of energy, and there's only so many people that you can try to keep contact with. A lot of times I a lot of times I have to kind of pick and choose. I will be going over that in the next slide or two. But it's not like knowing people because I'm a jerk, which isn't the case at all. And it's more like there's only so many places that energy could go to. And it's a lot more complex because of autism stereotypes. Because you know the cliched, everyone's super quiet, they prefer to be by themselves. Like there's stupid autism like stereotypes. There are social butterflies there. I'm just gonna say that right now. And say that right now. There are social butterflies and autistics. Like it's not the quiet stereotype. Like it's a thing. And then one of the lessons I realized through all this is trying to please everyone was impossible and energy consuming. So I had to come up with something that helped me try to make sense of all this. And I kind of came up with this. The solution is that I could kind of compare my friends with close and casual friends because obviously I'm gonna be talking with closer friends more. No offense to anyone at all. I'd be more likely to respond to close people. I'm very likely to contact more. And I still want to think about all the other friends, casual friends from Facebook and whoever else. And I think I kind of excluded work. I also have work friends here. I forgot to add that on here. And in a future version of this, I'll include that. But I had to do it that way so I can focus my energy and I have to organize that energy because if I don't like manage it, like I would be pretty sensory overwhelmed to say the least. But I guess overall, and this is actually the most shortest presentation I've ever done. Uh, Very weird, but overall, human beings still have that desire to make connections, corporate or not kind of be domed, and online environments and the distance, quote unquote, since it might be a lot different next month. The distance outings still lets that desire to make connections possible. And again, it's okay to maintain your friend circle, and then with vaccines being a bit more common, things are again likely to change. Especially again, Connecticut, half the month. half of May, like the state's gonna be opening a bit more again, so we have to see with that. All right, now we're gonna do Q&A, if Q&A is still a thing. But I think so, I believe. Oh,
Hi.
hello?
Hi, sorry about that. That went quick, a little quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, same. I thought it would be taking a bit longer. I thought it'd be a bit longer, to be honest, so I'm just as surprised as you are.
No problem. Okay, so does anyone have any questions that they want to ask Andrew? I'm going to put
Oh,
up, sorry, well, go ahead, Andrew.
oh, I'm posting the event calendar page
Oh, good,
on the
okay.
chat, but okay, I'm good.
So yeah, he posted the event calendar page. I often use that calendar page when I'm double checking something that I'm posting.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I use it all the time. Generally because sometimes things that are posted in Facebook don't have the registration information separate. They're on a picture, or it's a picture, so you can't grab the registration as a link. So I go to Andrew's planning page and I get the link from him. So makes it a little bit easier for everybody.
Mhm.
If you have questions, you can just raise your hand. Or you can, if you want to put your questions in the chat box because you don't want to be on the recording, that's fine too. We have a question, Andrew. Is there a way to find some of these gaming online groups by age range for appropriateness?
Age range?
Yeah, we do have some people who signed up for have younger kids.
Oh, right.
Not everybody is for teens and adults for this one.
Okay. Good
Didn't
question,
specify
and
that.
especially for Facebook, like you never know what kind of age most people are, and a lot of Facebook groups may have a lot of villains. So I think in case of younger kids, like probably you might want to hold off the Facebook groups whenever possible. Yeah, at the same time, it's probably up to the parents to monitor their kids' activities online.
Right. I would think if you have kids who are interested in a particular game, that you can research and find out if there's a group for that particular game, and
Yeah.
and have them join that, as long as it's open so that you can check and see who's on there. I would think a closed group would be safest for children. My kids were not online at a young age because my kids are all adults now. So they were in their teens when they started Facebook. And I wasn't on Facebook at the time, so I couldn't check on them. Not that they would friend me anyway, but my daughter still hasn't friended me, and she's an adult.
Pat, if I may, and Andrew, thank you. I just wanted to mention too that if your child is under 13, that's something to consider, because many of the platforms now require children to be 13 and older due to some of the laws that are happening around safety and internet safety specifically for children, due to, as many people know, the hot topic right now is human trafficking.
Yeah, because I wouldn't trust even a closed group. I would not trust. We're involved in several closed groups at CTFSN. We have several closed groups, but I always tell people not to post personal information, like on our creative housing website, Facebook page. There's a lot of people who want to post about looking for a roommate, but you want to keep that information, the specific information, private, and let people and have people direct message you or email you, provide your email and a direct message, and then you guys can people can get connected without posting personal information, because even though we're letting people in, we're not doing a background check on them when we do. So was there a specific game you want to know about? I'm asking the person who posted. Rosa, was there a specific game that is it like Minecraft or something? Because I know there's all kinds of stuff out there for Minecraft, but again, that's not the age range for my children. So that started after my kids. Discord or Alice One? Do you know anything about, you know about Discord? I know, Andrew, how about Alice One?
Discord is probably like, I would imagine the same thing as kind of like the same, could be the same mentality. Like, again, you have to really monitor, like make it close. So yeah, when you have to monitor, and the Alice one, the Signal Alice app, that's M-rated. So M-rated. So I would not have your kids play that if I were you. It's M-rated. I know for a fact it's M-rated. So I just want to put that out there.
What age would you say for that?
17, 18, that's pretty much the classic age for M-rated games.
Are any
And
of these,
apparently I did not apparently didn't think about the age one. I really thought this was more for the adults end, young adults end. So
yes,
that's
I
on
know.
me.
No, I actually just noticed the other day that I was getting registrations for people with kids who are younger, and that's fine. I've got some,
Go
I've got
figure.
some things for people who have younger kids, some sites. Andrew, do you want to stop sharing so I can share my screen?
Oh yeah. Let's see. There it is.
Oh, did I just start the meeting? Oh, good. Hit the wrong button. I hit end. I hope everyone's okay. Oh no. Can you hear me, Andrew?
Yep. I hear you kind of broke off a little bit.
Sorry, I thought I was trying to make this page bigger. Hold on.
Pat,
Yep.
in the lower right-hand corner of your screen, there's a bar there that shows.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That's how
Sorry.
you make it. You should be able to make it bigger that way. That's your Zoom.
I was also trying to make it, get rid of my
In the lower right-hand corner of that panel, no, keep going to the right. You'll see an like a caret. Go down a little bit, right there.
I'm on a different computer than I normally use, so I apologize. This is my laptop. I don't use it as much for this sort of thing. That's better. Okay. So these are some of the activities that I will send to people. A lot of these are for adults, but some of them are for anyone. So things like planning across the spectrum for special needs, the event calendar, you're on their first one, Andrew. Other than our own group, which is Connecticut Family Support Network, our resources page. So you can go to our main site and go to resources, and there are multiple resources in each area. I'm going to pull that up in a minute. But while we're talking about this, for adults and older teens, I always recommend the DDS Connecticut Self Advocates. I know we have Varian on here. You want to say hi, Varian? He is one of the self advocates.
Hi.
Runs some great meetings. Do you want to talk a little bit about your meetings, Varian?
Yeah, we run a lot of meetings, and we talk about lots of topics such as healthy living and healthy eating, voting, and how to make friends, and we talk about lots of stuff.
Yeah, you do. You have a meeting that you send me the information on, the rock and roll. What's it called?
Rock and Roll Express Self-Advocacy Group.
And how's that been going virtually?
Good. We get a pretty good turnout. Sometimes 20 people, sometimes 16.
Wow,
Averages between there.
that's a good turnout. So you Do you have like a core group that stays involved so that you're like your friends, you've become friends? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing for your next one? When's your next one?
Our next one is on May 18th, and we're gonna have a guest speaker, somebody named Lexi. She's from the creative, she's from in Coventry, Creative Community.
Oh, the Creative Community Living?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a great one. I had, it was a gentleman who was the executive director. So I don't know the person you're dealing with, but he did a presentation for me, 2019, the fall of 2019. It's a very interesting arrangement. And I would love to know if, I'm going to have to go in on that, because if they've gotten anywhere with their residential services, or if that all got put on hold
Yeah.
due to COVID, because they were, when I had him come and speak, they were ready talking about breaking ground on their residential living quarters for that place. And I hadn't heard anything about it in a while. So I just assumed everything got put on hold due to COVID. So that would be interesting. I might have to join you that day.
Okay.
So yeah, so what the self advocates talk about, they talk about living independently as much as possible. I know Varian runs his own, he hires his own people, right?
Yep.
And so he runs his own budget and hires his own people with whatever assistance he needs. And then there are other self advocates who have different living situations, but they have different levels of independence that they talk about in their meetings. My son used to attend Yana's group, which was in West Hartford, and he learned about budgeting. I remember he came home, he was very excited after she did her budgeting presentation to the group. He was very excited about it. He also attended a couple of other groups that she ran, and he always liked that. It was a great way for him to start feeling his independence. He was in transition at the time. And do you have a question?
No, we're good.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. If you have a question, let me know. I
Okay.
can't see everybody, so you might have to,
Oh, speak up. Got it.
yeah, speak up. I can't see everybody while I'm sharing, sorry.
Okay.
Or you
Sorry.
can type into the chat if you want.
Okay. Perfect.
So again, what I'm showing is just the page that I send out when people ask me, what are some things that my kids can do to stay social? And sometimes there's people have kids who don't necessarily want to be identified as having special needs. But what I recommend to them, especially if they're struggling with friendships, is that they join some of these groups, especially the self-advocate coordinators, if they're older teens or adults. I'm not sure if those groups are really appropriate for young kids, but I don't think so. I don't know what you all talk about, Varian, but
Yeah, not young adults.
yeah, you want, it's mostly for adults and older teens,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
It is for 18 and older.
18 and older. Okay, so those groups are specifically for 18 and older, but what it does is it allows you to meet and mingle with people who are independent, or who are exerting their self-advocacy and showing their independence as much as possible. So there's other groups that you can join, like Special Olympics, and you can either join as an athlete or as a participant, or you can join Special Olympics as a peer mentor if you prefer to do that. Things like Miracle League in West Hartford, they have a Weekend Bike Day, which is fabulous when it's in person. Of course, I don't know if they're doing Weekend Bike virtually. That would be difficult. But what they do is they have young people from all around the area come and help younger kids learn how to ride their bikes. And it's great seeing those teenagers running along with your kid trying to start riding a bike, because I couldn't do it today. I'm not sure I could do it when my kids were young, running alongside the bike to keep them upright. So Autism Families Connecticut is another group that has right now virtual groups, but they are a great in-person group. They have, they range from adults to young kids. They have a Lego group for young kids, and I think they have a Minecraft group for young kids too. So something that you might want to look into, Rosa, especially you asked earlier, Project Casey, the community down at Yale, they have a virtual group called Meetup. Well, that's for, the Meetup is for adults or young adults, but they also have a lot of gaming groups. So if you want to look into that, that might be some place where you can find out more about gaming groups for younger kids. Does anyone have any other questions? If you do, just speak up. I'm going to show another page. I'm actually going to, sorry, I'm actually going to show, here we go. CTFSN, this is our One Voice series done virtually, which is unusual for us. We normally do our One Voice in person, and we have 100 to 150 people at it normally. So our next workshops are going to be May 19th. We're going to do disabilities in the criminal justice system, school age through young adults. That's something that we all get a lot of questions on. Laverne, do you want to say anything? You were going to be involved in that. Did you want to? I don't know if I lost Laverne. There she is. Okay. All right, I don't know if you can hear me. Then after that, in June, we're going to be doing early intervention for deaf and hard of hearing children, and including tips for parents. Does anyone have any more questions for Andrew? Oh, we have a comment. Faber and Canton has a youth activity group for 10 to 21. And I think they might have just opened that up. Faber just opened up their, well, no, they opened their day services about a month ago when DDS allowed it. So they might be doing that in person again. I'm not sure. I'm happy to look that up for anyone who needs to find out about that. Thank you, Rachel, for that comment. Melissa, do you have anything else you want to say?
Thanks, Pat. I just want to thank everybody who signed on tonight. We're really happy to have you all. Oh, I see Varian is also mentioning Mark of Manchester is having a summer concert series.
Fabulous. I didn't know about that. Thank you, Varian.
Yeah, that's great. That sounds really awesome.
Nice.
But I also wanted to mention for younger children, April Dipolina in our Southeast region runs a play group at Camp Harkness. For those of you who don't know Camp Harkness, it does require a special pass, which is relatively easy to get. You just need to show, there's a form on the DDS website with you just need to have your physician sign off that you do have a disability, and you can get a pass for Camp Harkness. It's a beautiful place. There's a beach and ocean beach, and there's a playground and that type of thing. It's a really great place for both young children and older adults and everybody in between. But specifically, April runs a play group there, and those are in person now. The okay was given, and starting in April, we just had one, so the next one will be in May. I believe we also have the play group coordinators now will not, I think April wants to try to attend, but she's out on leave right now. So you may meet our new representatives for the Southeast region, Liz and Kate, both fantastic people and lots of good resources from both of them. And I believe Kate will most likely be the one participating in the play groups most often, but I kind of left that up to them to share, but definitely something to look into if you have younger children. And Camp Harkness, even though it's a little bit of a drive for many people in the state, it is well worth it.
Thank you, Melissa. Also, CTFSN, we send out a lot of information, a lot of flyers from many different organizations. So if you're interested, if you're not on our email list already, you can send us and I'll put up my email. You can send us an email and we will add you to the list. And you'll get lots of information. Oops, I'm not spelling my own name right. That's right. So yeah, you can email me or you can email CTFSN. You can go to CTFSN on the website and go to our contact us page, and you can join your region, the distribution list for your region there. Or you can just contact me and I'll make sure you get put on the region, the distribution list for whatever region you want. You can just let me know. But we send out a lot of this information. Varian did mention that Special Olympics is having some in-person stuff now with masks, and they did just start that. I think the Eastern region Special Olympics sent out a notice that they're starting in-person stuff. I haven't seen much else, but it's just getting started. So the in-person groups are getting going. Well, thank you very much for joining us. I hope you got some good information, and I will be sending out this information as follow-up. We would appreciate it very much if you would go to the link that I posted for the monkey survey and fill that out. That helps us knowing what you guys like to have, what kind of presentations you like to have. We've been doing these online presentations, and I think this is my 7th or 8th one. And we usually get a pretty decent turnout. So thank you very much for joining us. I'm going to stop the recording now.
Thank you. Avi, have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, Andrew. We really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Ian.
again, thank you.
Thank you all very
Marian.
much for joining
you.
us. Have a good night, everybody.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night.
Yep.
Thank you so much.